Have you ever been in a conversation and just wished you knew what the other person was really thinking? Well, in this explainer, we are going to dive into exactly that. We're talking about a practical skill for understanding the unspoken language, going way beyond words to see what's truly going on inside someone's head. Okay, let's just jump right in. Take a good look at this woman. What's her story? Right off the bat, you might think, is she cold? Maybe a little shy? Or is she worried about something? It's tough to know for sure just from a single picture, isn't it? But what if I told you there's a structured way to make a really, really good guess? So how do we do it? Well, the key is we have to learn to go beyond just listing what we see. We have to learn how to interpret the signals people are constantly sending out. Now, there's a formal German term for this skill, and it's called Zustandbeschreibung. I know, it's a bit of a mouthful, but it breaks down so perfectly. Zustand just means state or condition, and Beschreibung means description. So you're literally creating a state description, a method for reading someone's emotional state based on what you can see. And this is where the magic happens. See, a simple description, or a Personenbeschreibung, just lists the objective facts. The person has short hair. That's it. But a Zustandsbeschreibung does more. It connects those facts to potential meaning. It's not just the person's eyes are wide, it's the person's eyes are wide, which could mean they're surprised. You see the difference? One is just a list of ingredients, the other is the finished recipe. It tells a story. But here's a crucial first step. Before we can even begin to read a person, we have to learn how to read the room, the situation, the context they're in. That's our first and biggest clue to understanding how they might be feeling. For example, just look at this scene. It's dark, you've got a tent, a campfire crackling away. This context immediately tells us a whole lot. These people are probably campers, right? They're likely out here for relaxation or maybe a little bit of adventure. Just knowing the where and the when gives us a framework for everything else we're about to see. And the best way to read a situation is to gather data using all your senses. You're not just looking. You see the fire, sure, but can you hear the crickets or the sound of quiet conversation? Can you feel the cool night air on your skin? All this sensory information comes together to build the foundation for a much, much better interpretation of the people in that scene. All right, so once we've got the context, once we've read the room, then we can zoom in. We can focus on the person themselves and start decoding the story their body is telling, without them saying a single word. And you gotta remember, body language is ancient. It's our original pre-verbal way of communicating with each other. It's so fundamental, so hardwired into us, that it's understood across different cultures. It's the very thing that gives our spoken words their real meaning, their true emotional weight. Let's start with the most obvious place, the face. In German, this is called Mimik. This refers to all those tiny, often unconscious muscle movements that broadcast our feelings to the world. And believe it or not, scientists have identified 7 basic universal emotions that our faces show: joy, anger, fear, sadness, surprise, disgust, and contempt. Sometimes our faces just can't help but tell the truth. But it's not just our faces, right? The rest of our body gets in on the act too. This is called gestic. It's all about our gestures and our posture. Think about it. An upright, open posture can just radiate confidence. But slumped shoulders, that often signals defeat or maybe sadness. Your body is constantly speaking. So here are just a few quick clues you can start looking for right away. That furrowed brow could mean intense concentration, but it could also signal anger or worry. And crossed arms, that often means someone is feeling defensive. But hey, you have to remember context. They could also just be cold. And those fidgeting hands or that bouncing leg, classic signs of nervousness or maybe impatience. The key here is to see these not as definitive answers, but as little pieces of a much bigger puzzle. Okay, so we've got the context and we've got the body language clues. Now it's time to put it all together into one simple but incredibly powerful technique that you can use in basically any situation. And it really is just 2 simple steps. Step 1, describe. This is the objective part. You state only what you can literally see, almost like a camera recording the scene. No judgments, no assumptions, just the facts. Then, and only after you've done that, you move to step 2, interpret. Now, based on everything you just observed, you form a hypothesis. What could all of this mean? So, you want to try it out together? Let's do it. Look at this couple. First, just describe. What are the pure, objective facts you see in this picture? Don't jump to conclusions yet. Just observe what's physically there. Okay? Got it? Now, Let's think about what those observations might actually mean. Now look at how this simple little table transforms pure observation into deep insight. We see her head is tilted back and her mouth is open. That's the description. And the interpretation? She's feeling unrestrained joy. She's laughing heartily. We see his hand is gently on the back of her head. The interpretation? It's a clear gesture of care, intimacy, and connection. See that? We've just built this rich emotional story from a few simple factual details. And this isn't just some neat party trick, you know? This is an incredibly practical skill. This is what can help you understand if your interviewer is really engaged with what you're saying or if your first date is actually having a good time. It can even help you know if a friend who says they're fine really is fine. It just deepens empathy and improves your communication across the board. It reminds me of what a famous management consultant Peter Drucker once said. The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. And really, that is the whole heart of what we've just explored together. So let's end right where we began. Look at her again. But this time is different. This time, you have the tools. You have the two-step technique. So first, describe exactly what you see, objectively. And then, interpret. Tell me, what story do you see now?